Hey, what's up, good people? How you doing? Welcome back to Stock Up with Larry Jones. Come on and hit that like button. It doesn't cost you much to continue to hit that like button and join us here at Stock Up with Larry Jones. Hey, there's a lot to get right into. This, again, is brought to you by Money Moves, all right? I'm going to show you one of the portfolios that's in Money Move that is absolutely killing it. I keep showing you guys some of the same portfolios, but we keep adding to it, right? So PCE numbers came out this morning, which is the Fed's preferred inflation gauge. So just give this a quick listen.
Yeah, inflation not moving in the right direction here for the Fed, Julie, clocking in at 2.8% when we look at that core number, which excludes volatile food and energy prices. And this is the personal consumption expenditures index. This is the most favored inflation gauge for the Federal Reserve. Again, that clocking in at 2.8% on that year over year number versus expectations for 2.7%. And what Chair Powell had also expected. He said yesterday he expects it to clock in at 2.7. So this came in above what the Fed expected. And digging into those numbers a bit to see if it's being driven by the good side, which would imply perhaps a pass through on tariffs versus services, we are seeing the good side of the inflation equation in this report perk up a bit from the previous month. Again, this was for June, so the end of the second quarter. And if we looked at PCE from overall GDP, it was 2.5%. This report just 1 month of that 3-month block. So there could be some irregularities in the data or some ups and downs, if you will. Nevertheless, just not looking good for the Fed here. And it goes to Fed Chair Powell's point that it's still early right now for the Fed to determine what the impact of President Trump's tariffs are on inflation.
So the Fed wants to see more summer inflation or more summer data to see if and when he should cut interest rates. I think he's about 50 basis points behind right now. I still think, including with PCE, that he should have did 25 on last Fed meeting and 25 basis points on this meeting. Let me know what you think. But again, I want to point out something that happened today with the markets. This is normal. This is normal. You can see here that the markets ramped up and then they slowly, literally like a real roller coaster, went down, boom, up again, down, up, down, down, and it's just went down, down, down. Now, we could see what happened over the last 2 days, right? We went up, so this was the 30th, and then this boom, 31st up, down, look at that, up, down. And this is normal, good people. So here's what I want to show you. This was the last Fed meeting, the last FOMC meeting, right? So here we go. Up, down, like this is on the 15-minute, down while he's talking. And then what happens the next morning? Boom, back up, and then a cool off. So what I want to show you, what I'm simply showing you, that was the Qs. That was QQQ, or look at the NASDAQ. Now, what I'm simply showing you there is that this is normal. It is absolutely normal. So we had big tech that was reporting, okay? We had Meta, which is still up. Look at that. Meta up 11% and holding strong. That was on yesterday. Then we had Microsoft. It's holding strong. Now, Microsoft is only up 4%, but if you really look at it, Microsoft went up actually 8% at the highs, and then it started to cool off. Speaking of Microsoft and Meta, give this a listen.
Says that Meta and Microsoft now have the combined market cap of the entire Tokyo Stock Exchange. Every company in Japan, the world's fourth or fifth biggest economy, every company combined is now the same size as just two American companies. Does that kind of stuff worry you, Tom? Or are we that much better? Is our system better? Are companies better? We deserve that.
Well, I like Max's stats, but one thing Max should keep in mind is that if you look at earnings growth since 2019 to now, the U.S. has left every other country in the dust. India is the second closest, but almost 20 percentage points behind. Of the top 25 most profitable companies in the world today, 21 are US companies. So there's a reason Microsoft and Meta dwarf other countries. They're leaders in innovation. And if we look at what really is the juggernaut of the US economy, it's technology and led and spearheaded by AI and now digital assets. But it's also financial innovation and that's Jamie at the helm there. The leadership of these two sort of things driving the US economy are kind of unassailable. So in my opinion, I think it's justified that these are the largest companies in the world.
So those of you that have joined me in Money Moves, we are making money. We keep making money. So I want to point out one of the stock that I had in my growth portfolio, which I share all of the time in my Money Moves. Listen, Roblox is one of the ones that people have been sleeping on, but we've been making an absolute killing on Roblox, even here on Palantir and Roblox, right? So we could see it was up a whopping 10% when it closed. But the truth be told, Roblox at the height was up 19, almost 20%. So at the highs of today, Roblox was up 20%. And if you don't know what Roblox is, just ask your kids, right? But look at this, good people. Look at this portfolio, all right? You guys been on this journey with me. I made this portfolio for my followers. We can see SoFi, Roblox, Palantir, and Affirm. Look at Roblox today, all right? Now, we closed at 15%, like we just said. I'm up 132%. This portfolio, which is my growth portfolio, is up 120%. And you could see I'm up a whopping 100K on that, which I'm not selling. Okay, when the turmoil comes and the fear, uncertainty, and doubt comes, like it was on Palantir or it's SoFi with the offering, I just took that as an opportunity to buy more. I let Money Moves know that I was buying more while other people were fleeing it. And SoFi is a great company. We've had SoFi and Palantir since 21. Now let's look at what crypto is doing. As we can see, crypto is having a sell-off. I mean, a mad sell-off. Yesterday in Money Moves, we bought some XRP at 302 and it went back up and came back down. Actually, I actually received this pullback. Let me just say it that way. We could see what's happening in the 7-day, but look at what's happening if you really go over a 2-day period. Let's look at the 24 hours, right? The last 24 hours, we don't see anything that was deep, that sold off deep, should I say. Yesterday, yes. But if you look over the last 7 days, you could see that XRP is down 5%, Solana's down 7%, Doge is down about 11%. So that makes sense based on the market cap of these coins. And then we could see that the fear and greed is kind of bagging off now. The fear and greed, you could see that, right? You could see that. Remember, just last week we were in greed. And when the prices go up, we go from greed to extreme greed. When prices come down, we go from greed to fear to extreme fear, right? That's what's going on with that. Let's look at the Bitcoin dominance really quick. We could see that Bitcoin is still losing its dominance, down 3.81%. So that's kind of a good thing. And you're going to have a lot of, every time it comes down, you're going to have a lot of guys on YouTube talking, it's not happening. Alt season is over, blah, 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 blah. And then as soon as it goes up, they're like, I told you guys, it's going to be a bull run, pump, 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 pump. And, I just stay consistent. This takes patience, good people. This really takes patience. Now, let's listen to Tom Lee again, because I want to point out another move that we're in.
Tom Lee, of course, head of Fundstrat Research, got a brand new ETF, Granny Shots ETF, which is the fastest ever in less than a year to get to, I think, how many in assets? 2 billion, Tom?
2 billion, yes.
So you're like the Figma of ETFs.
Well, if Granny opens up 130 points, yes, that would be correct.
I mean, okay, but you to get the broader point I'm making,
yes, I do.
You take a lot of, I will say, it's a family network, doo-doo for being bullish all the time. But you've been right. Like when you've been bullish and held strong and held fast when others were cutting their S&P forecasts, people gave you grief. You've been right.
So let's look at that. And then we're going to cover Figma, the IPO. All right. So let's just look at what he's talking about. Granny shots. You guys heard me talk about granny shots, right? And a lot of you were like, well, one or two of you were like, what in the world is that? So let me show you what happened since Liberation Day. All right. Let's just go out 6 months. We could see in the last 6 months. Let's go to last month. All right, over the last month, 6 months, there we go. We got to get Liberation Day in there. So we could see that the S&P 500, look at that. S&P 500 is up only 5%, right? In the last 6 months. Of course, we had Liberation Day in there, right? But look at how much granny shots is up. 12.72%. When I said I like the fun, some people said, well, you like Tom Lee. Listen, when you buy a company, you're buying the CEO. That is true. So I like the way he's been right more than wrong, even though I think he's a perma bull, but he's been right. Okay. But take on top of that, I really do like the way he manages and put together this fund. And so there you go. Right there. So let's take the spider out. Let's take the S&P out. Since Liberation Day, had you bought his ETF at the bottom, right, which we did, and then we came back and we bought heavier here. So I bought a few shares here and I bought heavier here, right? But still, hindsight is 2020. So from the bottom of Liberation Day until now, Granny Shots is up 46%. 46%. You see here, ticker symbol GRNY. And there are some, real popular ETFs out there. They're just popular. And one in particular, I'm not going to say it because you guys are going to say I'm poo-hooing on it. It's real popular. Everybody talks about it, but it doesn't move. It just doesn't move. And I'm just not running with the gang. I want performance, right? And so it is in our ETF and we are killing it. It is my best performing ETF and it's the ETF that I have the most money in. My money mover's where you're at, all right? So let's talk about the elephant in the room. And that's Figma shares jumped 253% in trading debut after a 1.2 billion IPO. Look at that. Boom. So here's what's happened. Here's what normally happens. You couldn't buy here. What's happening between here and open? Institutional buy-in. Institutions are buying there. And they're pushing the price up. You and I can't buy it there, right? All right, SEC, that's another thing y'all need to fix. We need to be able to get in where the big boys are getting in. But here's what happens. 240%. And it was supposed to IPO at $33, I believe. But look, you see that straight line up? That's not us. They released like 1 or 2 to 5 to 10 shares to us. And this was all institutional. Look at that. From 32, all right, let's just say 33 where it's supposed to IPO. All of this is institutional buying. Boom, 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 boom. And then here's where you and I are able to get it at $99. And then it closes at $112. You guys see that, right? I don't like that. How about you, right? So it is a big IPO. It was overhyped, and it's one that I got to go check. I put a buy-in order, but I did a limit order. I generally do not chase these overhyped IPOs, though it's a company that I want a piece of, and I just wouldn't have a open market order on the FIG. Let me know if you guys got some of this FIG. I know some of you guys posted that you did. Let me know where you got it at. And if you got it and you're positive, congratulations. Me, I'm just going to wait until it comes back, right? but we are killing it. Let me show you this in closing. Just want to share a few of these. Look at this. This is in Money Moves, which is my version of a Patreon. It's Uncle Larry. First of all, thank you for always blessing us with good advice, updates on the market. It has kept us newbies safe in the market. That's what I want to do. Thank you, Larry Jones, awakening me to how there's literally a money printer during the FOMC meeting. Those positions I got into, which is positions I gave Money Moves. Thanks for giving us trades during the drop. It was really helpful. All right. Hey, everyone. I want to share something with you that I've learned from Uncle Larry. Whether you're buying the dips, you could see this, right? You could see what people are saying. Thank you, Uncle Larry. I called him the money man. All right. Hey, so somebody got some. Oh, yeah, this was yesterday on the VIX, VIXX. All right, good people. Just wanted to show you guys that want to know what's in Money Moves. So it is my version of a Patreon, but everything is simply on the WAP platform. So come and join us. Money Moves. We still have a Options for Dummies class. We have my portfolios, and then I give you all of my crypto plays the second I buy them, all my stock plays, and then we will be doing some options calls. But right now we're doing options training, and then we'll go from there. All right, good people. All right, it is what it is. All right, so we will see you tomorrow. Live, love, laugh, and learn. Be safe out there.